back to the session. A very, very good evening, first of all. In the previous class, we have understood the reshape function. And in today's class also, we'll be having some of the understanding of reshape function. And once you're complete with that, we can move on to the next topic. Okay, so quickly, we'll understand. Okay, so yesterday, I taught you how to convert a 1D array into a 2D array, right? Now, in today's class, let's say I want to convert a 1D array into 3D array. Okay, so exact same thing. Let me take one more example where okay, first of all, since this is a new session, I am supposed to import the NumPy, convert 1D array into 3D array. Okay, to do that, first of all, let us import the NumPy, import NumPy as NP, x is equal to NP dot a range, and let me write, let's say 20. Okay, again, so now you can see this is again a 1D array, right? So if I basically run it, quickly, let me just access the group chat. Yes. So this is a range function, right? Now, first of all, let us print the original array. So let me print here, original array. And let me print the x. So let us run it. Okay, you are able to see the original array now. Now, what is supposed to do is, I want to find you, I want you everyone to answer in the chat box, what is the factors of 20? What are the factors of 20? But it should be 3 factors. Now, since something multiplied by something, because we are supposed to convert into a 3D array now. So that is the reason you are supposed to write in such a way that the factors of 20 should be something multiplied by something multiplied by something. Okay, first thing what I'll do is, I'll mention 5 into 4 or 5 comma 4, right? So can I say 5 comma 4 is a factor? Yes, 5 comma 4 is a factor. But this is converting into a 2D array. But if I want to convert into a 3D array, you're mentioning 5. I mean, 4 can be mentioned as 2 comma 2 as well, right? So you're mentioning 2 comma 2. So what happened? You are getting 5 inner arrays. You're getting in that 5 inner arrays, you have 2 rows each and 2 columns each, correct? So to convert it, let us use the reshape function. Let me put that into a reshaped variable, x dot reshape. And inside that, you're providing the values. That is, let's say 5 comma 2 comma 2. And print reshaped array comma reshaped, and run it. Okay, so you're able to see we have a original array now, right? We have original array, we have a 1D array here, and we have converted into a 3D array where we can see each inner arrays. I mean, how many inner arrays we have? 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 5. So inner arrays we have 5, and for each inner arrays we have 2 rows and 2 columns. That means the meaning of 5 comma 2 comma 2. Now if I wanted to create 2 inner arrays and let's say 5 rows and 2 columns, this also can be one of the example. So let me mention 2 first, then 5, then 2. This also is correct. Okay, so to check the dimension, you can mention the ndim here to check what is the dimension of it. You're able to see reshaped array is 3 dimension, or 3 dimension, right? So this is what we are understanding with the help of a 3D, I mean, a conversion of 1D array into a 3D array using a reshape function. Now, let's say I want you to do it by yourself. I'll be sharing this particular thing. Yes. Everybody, yeah, now you're supposed to tell me something where you are supposed to convert a 1D array into a 3D array. Okay. Now we have a 1D array here. Okay. This is called, this is a 2D array. I'm really sorry. Let's convert a 2D array into a 3D array. Now we have understood how to convert 1D array into a 2D array. We have understood how to convert 1D array into a 3D array. Now let's just convert 2D array into 3D array. How can we do this? First of all, what is the number of values we have? What's the number of values we have here? No, total values I'm talking about. Total values. 10, right? So first of all, find the factors of 10. Okay. Find the factors of 10 in such a way that it should be multiplied thrice. 3 values should be multiplied 3 values because we are supposed to convert into a 3D array. Okay. So first of all, let's say I have, okay, we have factors that is 2 into 5. Now, is there any value that we can multiply here so that we are getting the third factor? We are supposed to multiply it by 1 because we don't have any value because rest of the values are basically prime numbers, right? So factors of 10 is 2, 5, and 1. Basically, we are supposed to mix and match. And one more is 1, 1, 10. Can I use this also? Right. So these are the some of the factors. So to convert it, let us use the reshaped function. Is equal to x dot reshape. And let me use 2, 5, 1. And let me print the reshaped function. Sorry, reshaped array. Let's run it. Okay. So original array, you can see the dimension is 2. And now it is the dimension of 3. Correct. So 2 inner arrays, that is, you can see this is the one inner array. And this is the second inner array. And we have 5 rows each, but we have only 1 column. So you can see this is how you convert a 2D array into a 3D array. I hope everyone is able to understand how to convert 1D into 2D, 1D into 3D, and 2D into 3D. Now let's come back. Come back in the sense, let's convert a 2D array into 1D array. Okay, we'll take the same example. We'll take the same example. Well, paste it here. Okay, now let's change the question. That is, convert a 2D array into 1D array. Can anyone tell me in the chat box what I'm supposed to do here? See, to convert a 2D array into a 3D array, we have written the 3 factors. But now to convert 2D array to 1D array, can't I write directly as 10? Because we have 10 values, because only one factor is required here, right? So just mention reshaped is equal to, call the variable name, that is x, then x dot reshape, and directly give the value as 10. Now this will convert the values into a 1D array. So let me mention here, reshaped array is nothing but reshaped. And if I run it, you can see this was initially a 2D array. Now we have converted into a 1D array. Correct? So I hope everyone is able to understand how to convert 1D into 2D, 1D into 3D, 2D into 3D, and now we are coming back. That is 2D into 1D. If I had the question that is 3D into 1D array, how can we do this? Again, it's very simple. See how many values we have inside the 3D array. For example, if I take this, okay, we have, let's assume that this is our question. Now this is a 3D array. How to convert into a 1D array? So how many values we have here? 20, right? So directly give that 20 inside this reshape function. That's it. Okay, directly give the values inside this reshape function. Basically, it will convert a 3D array into a 1D array. Is that clear? Any doubts? Okay. Now let's move on to the very, very important term, that is accessing the array elements. Now this is very important because for the entire data science, we require this. Okay, for the entire data science, we require this. So kindly make sure you give a proper attention over here. Okay, accessing the array elements. Now we have basically 3 methods to do it. One is called as slicing, one is called as integer array indexing, and one more is called as a Boolean array indexing. So basically, we'll be using integer array indexing as well as the Boolean array indexing. But first of all, let us understand what do you mean by this slicing. See, first of all, we'll import NumPy. I'll send it, Abdul. Wait, once we have completed the session, we'll send it. Array1 is equal to np dot array. I'll directly convert a list into an array. That is, let's say 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now, let's have a question where access only 2 from the given array. Okay, access only 2 from the given array. Now, in the list, we have learned that accessing elements is just like accessing any other values. For example, this one is, okay, tell me what is the index value of this one? What is this index value of this one? Yes, it is 0. Is anything that is, anything that is starting from the beginning will start from 0, then it is 1, then it is 2. Basically, it continues. So if I wanted to access 2, that is sitting in the position 1. So you are writing array 1 of 1. So if I run it, can you see we are getting the value as 2 here, right? So if I just mention a print statement, now we are getting the correct answer. Can you see we are getting the correct answer? That is 2. Now, if I had the same question where if you are supposed to access only 3 from the given array, what I'm supposed to do? It is array 1 of 2. Very simple. Let's run it. Okay. Now you're able to understand what we're trying to do here. Now what I'll do is I'll mention one more array. Okay. I'll mention one more array, but this will be a 2D array. Okay. So let me mention np.array and let me mention first square brackets and inside that 1, 1, 2, 3, comma. Let's come to the next line. And here also one more bracket 4, 5, 6. So can I say this is a 2D array? Yes, because we have two rows and 3 columns. Now let's write here access only let's say 4. Okay, access, okay, forget 4, let's say 1. Okay, for time being, let's mention access only 1 from the given array. So first of all, can you tell me what I'm supposed to do? See, please understand this. First of all, you're writing the array, that is array 2. Okay, so slicing means first in the first square bracket. Okay, in the first square bracket, you are writing the index value of the row. Okay, index value of the row. So in what is the row index of this 1, 2, 3? What is the row index of this 1, 2, 3? Yes, it is 0. So you're mentioning 0 and run it. Can you see the output? That is 1, 2, 3. Now from 1 to 3, we just want to access this 1. So open one more square bracket. Now we are accessing the column. Now which column I want? Whether I want the first, second or third column. Obviously the first column, the index value is 0. So mention here 0 and run it. You're able to see I'm only getting the value as 1. If the question was find or access only let's say 3. Okay, access only, okay, forget 3. Let's say 5. Okay, access only 5 from the given array. Okay, access only 5 from the given array. What I'm supposed to do? Access only 5 from the given array. First of all, you're mentioning the row. Which is a row now? The row is 1, correct? So mention we have 1. Remove this first bracket, second bracket. Mention here 1. Run it, you're able to see 4, 5, 6. And now you're supposed to open one more bracket where you're providing the column. So it is in the position of 1. So you're mentioning 1 and 1. What if the question was access only 6? Quickly tell me. Quickly tell me what I'm supposed to do. 1, 2. Very good. 1 and 2. You can see I'm able to get the value as 6. Now this is the understanding of slicing. I hope everyone is able to understand what we have done here, right? Let's move on to the next one. That is the integer array indexing. So let me mention here integer array indexing. So what is the meaning of this? It is exactly the previous one. Okay, this is exactly the previous one. So let me just copy it, paste it. Now, if you ask me what is the difference? See, whenever you are accessing one row, okay, whenever it is a 1D array, then it is directly the same thing. That is array of 1. Okay, for example, if I had to access only 2, whenever we are having 1D array, it is exactly the same thing. But whenever we are having a 2D array, okay, whenever we are having a 2D array, I'm sorry, this is the question. Yes, whenever we are having the 2D array, now here comes the small change. What is the change is, this change is actually very, very simple. See here, we are printing, what is that, array 2, and we are accessing. So to access, you can see access only 1. So it is present in the first row, right? The index value is 0, so you are mentioning 0. But instead of going to the next bracket, what you're doing is, in the same bracket, you're mentioning a comma. Okay, and next we are providing the value for the column. Let's say I want the 0th column, that is 0. Once again, you can see I'm able to get the value as 1. So both are correct. Okay, both are correct, but the methods are different. That is, one is called as slicing and one more is called as the integer array indexing. Now most of the time we'll be using this integer array indexing rather than using the slicing, because we require 2 brackets over there. Okay, but both are same. Now if I had the same question where I'm supposed to access only 6 from the given array, what I'm supposed to do? Mention 1 and comma 2. That's it. 1, 2 and close it. You can see I'm able to get the value as 6. Now, if I had the question called as access only 2, access only 2, what I'm supposed to do? So first of all, you are accessing the first column, first row, that is the 0th index row, and then you are providing 1. That is the first column, right? So you're able to see, I'm able to get the correct answer. Is that clear? Any doubts? Any doubts? Okay, let's move on to the last one, last method, basically called as a Boolean array indexing. Now, what is Boolean array indexing? Let's quickly understand. Let me write here, Boolean array indexing. Now, again, this is very, very, very important. So what I'll do is I'll quickly mention an array. Okay, so you can see, okay, first of all, tell me what is the dimension of this particular array? What is the dimension of this particular array? It is 2. Perfect. So it is a 2-dimensional array, correct? So if I have a question where you are supposed to extract only those values which are greater